Alright, all the Queen's Men's fans, we're talking Season 1, Episode 6, When the Family Feuds. Madam gets control of her father, but not without a fight. Amp hits the stage on amateur night, and Shamika is in trouble. So, I give this episode 7 out of 10. Look, just to be upfront, I don't think that any episode deserves like a 9 or a 10, but this is season 1 and it's really kind of a genre strip clubs and all I'm not really into, but in a way I feel like if I were to have read the book, then some of these episodes probably would have gotten higher scores because maybe it followed the book to a T or did a good job bringing to life the pages of the book. But since I'm going into this blind, I'm grading it accordingly. So just let me know if your scores or personal scores might be higher or lower than mine. But before getting into it, make sure you hit like and subscribe because, well, trying to hit 200,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And hit the bell notification icon. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content on the channel. So mainly this review, I want to focus more so on the court case due to the fact that it's like the major part of the episode. Sure, we got, situation in the strip club, but, we got Shamika seemingly being placed into odd positions by her foster dad, but, I could have done without this scene. So essentially Blue sees what's going on, assuming, what in the world. So Midnight assists. Midnight is like a man of many trades. But essentially, after they finish, the husband or foster dad is I'm sorry if I'm jumping ahead because the episodes kind of blur together sometimes in my notes. So yeah, Shamika is not who we think she is, due to the fact that, well, if you've been following along, and if you watch the extended cuts of the previews, you kind of know something ain't clean in the pig's feet. So we got Detective Davis again investigating Madam because she's a suspect, and we also look at the fact that when we go over to the court, because you don't want to keep these two things together, between the Davis doing the investigation, I really want to focus on the Madam in court scene. This was, it felt like a game of chess, and I feel like this is true to form with the trailers for the show having like a chessboard. You got Carla there, the sister, of course, trying to win custody of the father, but she was in a lose-lose situation, given the fact that, kind of like Mr. Brown / Babyface in episode 1 didn't have an attorney because he quote-unquote couldn't afford one. Carla was not going to win because her sister, Madam, had everything stacked up in her favor. You got the judge in one pocket. You got Miss Patty in another. You got the legal team on your side, so it's almost as if there's no way she was going to lose. One could argue that Madam wasn't dressed appropriately for the courtroom between the body glitter and cleavage, but, I mean, I just felt like this scene was pretty good because of the fact that, just like the haves and the have-nots, some of my favorite scenes were when, we went to the courtroom and we would see characters like Veronica show their stuff and what they were made of. In this situation, then again, I felt in that situation it was better because not only was Veronica an experienced attorney, but she literally didn't have anybody in the pocket. She just knew what tricks to pull out of hers in order to win every case. But here you had Madam walking into a situation where it felt like she couldn't lose. But not only that, you had Babyface in the damn courtroom, and even he was like, wait, what am I doing here? But Blue was like, just sit here and look pretty. So it felt like a weird kind of, hey, remember who this is for? You got Babyface, and it's like, well, wasn't there that weird love triangle thingy between Miss Patty and then the judge and then Babyface? So, like, what's going on here? But regardless, Carla, I felt, could have shown more composure. It's like, for as much as I feel the Madam could have dressed a little bit more appropriately. They really had to make Carla really ratchet, from throwing tantrums and, using words that shouldn't be used in a courtroom, really weren't helping her case. Not to mention the fact that, well, why wasn't their father in attendance? Because if Carla was the quote-unquote caretaker, who was there to take care of their dad? Like, was he left up in the house again to be abducted and thrown into some water? I don't know, but regardless, she does win custody. And I mean, as the synopsis says, she didn't win without a fight, because Carla was pretty much, ready to swap hands in front of the judge. And, well, yeah, I don't really get that. But, given the situation, I just feel like overall, Madam wants to up her games. I want cameras everywhere. And, I want Doc, I want you to take care of Tina. So it just feels like, even though we're past the halfway point of season 1, it's like Madam won in one category, which was getting her father, but she kind of like turned up the heat, where it's like, okay, I need to step my game up. It's almost as if, like when Mama Rose gave Vinny the keys to the Malone Empire. It's like, I want to turn up the heat. I want to do things differently. Differently isn't bad, but when you literally decide to toss out the rule book of how you made it this far in life to do something completely different, that's very dangerous, because of the fact that you got to watch how you treat people. And I mean, if you treat your employees and whatnot a certain kind of way, yeah, you want to make sure they respect you. And sometimes, fear might not be the best tactic, but you want to make sure you maintain loyalty. So, I mean, when you tell somebody to get cameras, or you tell somebody to take care of somebody, you want to make sure you give them time to do so before you lash out about now. And it's like, well, if you just told them, I mean, how are they going to get it done this minute? Trust and believe there are many instances of this in, let's say, the Oval and the haves and the have-nots. But, I mean, we're barely 6 minutes into the video, and I feel like I've made enough comparisons for one video already. But, once again, Blue mentions the money, and I'm like, wasn't it established earlier in this series that there were literally cameras everywhere? So what was the point of getting more cameras? I mean, like, I guess, was this in reference to, hey, when I get custody, well, once I have now that my father's in my custody, I want to make sure I have even more cameras around the house and everything. That way I can make sure he's not abducted again. So I just feel like, Madam is seemingly a bit more paranoid. I feel like maybe the situation in the courtroom was taken over to when she went over to her job. I guess that's the situation there. I don't know. But, you got Amp, who's practicing in the bathroom at the halfway house, and Red is like, hey, what you doing? It's like, I mean, I'm in the bathroom, dude. What the hell? So, again, we learn more about the fact that both Red and Bill, Red, who is the roommate, and Bill, who's like the housekeeper of the halfway house, they try to manipulate new tenants to commit crimes. So they seem to believe that Amp is the key to robbing or raiding Eden. And I don't think that's a good idea. But, you go over to the club, and Jay, who was drugged last episode, he keeps trying to dance, but Blue and other people keep telling him, man, just nah. I mean, why not do it an amateur night? I just don't. I mean, Trouble's the one who's up there killing it. Jay is like, I don't know, he seems to be like the odd person out. And Madam pretty much, puts Amp, in his place in the sense that, hey, you're family, so I'm not gonna watch you when you get up on stage. I'm not into that. So it's kind of like, but weren't you the one who kind of offered him a position at the club to begin with? So in a sense, like, you're kind of already dictating, no pun intended, what your family member does with their body. So, I mean, I would feel some kind of way if I were Amp, like, hit my pen against the table. Like, let's say Madam was like the talent scout. So, I mean, if I have to audition, my aunt would have to watch me. So, I guess, I feel uncomfortable even talking about this. So, Shamika, teenager, who tries to come into the club, can't, but she doesn't want to go home due to the fact that, they assume it has to do with her father, if you will. So, Madam is like, okay, fine, whatever. So we also have El Fuego, who is giving a Felicity Smoke arrow reference because he needs to hack some cameras. So essentially, we have this episode setting up the fact that Madam, it kind of reminds me of other shows and movies where a main character seems to win in one category, in this case getting custody of her father, but she's losing in others. It's like one victory means 3 losses. One victory in one area means 3 losses in other areas. It's just the fact that, we're closing in on episode 10, the end of the season. And again, not everything is going to be resolved, but you got more people asking questions about the Allen situation, finally. And it's just the fact that, well, it's almost like Madam used this episode to kind of tighten her grip on her establishment by making sure, her father's never abducted again. Her talent is in top form. Newbies aren't really allowed unless they're talented and they have promise, because of the fact that it's all about making money. The AMP thing, like I said before, okay, at least you establish Red and Bill and what they're trying to do, but it's like, it's episode 6. And they're trying to have it where AMP could be used as a key to rob Eden, which, like Sisters, reminds me of Q, Mr. Gay for Pay, using Maurice in order to get money from the bank. So it's a situation where, okay, now I see why now I see why Blue continues to bring up the money situation. We got to move this money, because I'm like, okay, yeah, I kind of know where this is going. Red and Bill will try to rob Eden, and if Madam doesn't move this damn money, there's a good chance somebody's going to swipe it. Swipe or no swiping. So that's kind of where I'm thinking they're going to go with this, but I can only make so many predictions because they uploaded every episode at the same time. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about Shamika and the situation with her quote-unquote foster dad? Like I said, as soon as I saw 1 second of the scene, I turned my head, but yeah, I'm just wondering how the hell her quote-unquote foster dad was abducted without her knowing it. But this show has a knack for kidnapping fathers, so I don't know. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I thought this was a good episode overall. Like I said, I like the court scene. And yeah, so donate to the channel if you would like on PayPal or Cash App. And with that being said, I'll talk to you next time.